Hello, good evening, and welcome to Minor Gym here at Yreka High School. It is the final game of the 2023 Yreka Invitational. It's the girls' championship game with Henley taking on the host, Yreka. Alongside Josh Eldredge, I'm Matt Bowling, and Josh, should be an exciting game to cap off what has been an eventful 3 days of basketball.
No doubt about it. This is what we all came here for, playing for a championship in California here at Yreka. And who better to try to take it from than the host? I think the Hornets are motivated. And it's going to be interesting to see how they weather maybe a little bit of adversity playing effectively a full road game here in a tournament setting. So I'll be interested to keep tabs on that, how this crowd and setting affects these Hornets, if at all, tonight.
Yreka, not only the host school, they're the defending champions. They won it last year. Henley, meanwhile, they finished third last year. They went to the championship game in 2021 and lost. So some of these Hornets upperclassmen looking for a measure of redemption, I guess you could say, for the past two seasons, coming up a little short here in this season opening tournament. Let's take a look at how we got here. Henley, they beat Cascade Christian 69-48 on Thursday in their opening round game. Yesterday in the semifinals, they beat Del Norte 75-48. Yreka, meanwhile, beat Brookings Harbor 44-22 in their opening round game on Thursday, and they beat Shasta 55-49 in the semifinals yesterday. Now, interesting to note here, Josh, if you look at where these teams' opponents ended up, Henley has certainly had the tougher draw. Cascade Christian, after that opening round loss, won their next two games. They finished fifth. Del Norte won the third place game today. Brookings Harbor did not win a game at this tournament and finished in eighth. Shasta, of course, as you may have guessed, lost the third place game to Del Norte this afternoon.
Yeah, Henley plays tough basketball. They play tough opponents, too. And so definitely – and of the three teams that you mentioned of the Hornets placing here, you know, this one that we see here in the championship game and the two previous years, I don't think there's too many questions about this team being the toughest to play against. You've got multiple players who can pass the ball, multiple players who can score at all three levels. I think this is the best iteration of the Hornets thus far at the Yreka tournament.
Tip-off for this game was scheduled for 6 o'clock, but the preceding game between the Yreka boys and the Del Norte.
It was Red Bluff?
Red Bluff, sorry.
Red Bluff. That's all right.
Red
It was
Bluff
a great
boys
game. Ran just a little bit long.
Absolutely. Really came down to the wire. And, yeah, as you said, did run long. So we are looking to start in about 4 minutes. We will take a break. Tip-off will be happening shortly after we come back. Here alongside Josh Eldredge, it's the Yreka Invitational Championship game. Henley basketball here on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back. We are just about ready for tip-off here in the Yreka Invitational Championship game. And the reason that I was thinking of Del Norte for the boys game was because that's who Henley played and beat this morning. The Henley boys locked up the Yreka Invitational Tournament title. Title. It was a modified showcase format. They only had 6 teams on the boys' side. So Henley boys went 3-0, and they won by virtue of the fewest points allowed tiebreaker. So really great showing for Luke Hammond's squad. And now Randy Denson is going to try to make it a championship sweep for Henley here in Yreka.
The boys team played real well earlier today. You're exactly right. Just bringing it up again, they really dominated quite all the way through this tournament. I mean, they won the points allowed metric by, almost 50 points. So they really weathered the competition nicely. Did the boys team, and now the Lady Hornets an opportunity to do the same thing. They're completely in control of their own fate. With a win here, they claim it.
Well, they've brought out the PA announcer for the championship game. They announced Henley's starters. It's Kennedy Modine, Senya Campos, Annie Campos, Anna Harper, as well as Jewel Northcutt. Okay, they're playing the national anthem, so we will side.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place and then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and
adding a little bit of production to this championship game here.
the culmination of a really great weekend. We've seen lots of different teams, lots of different styles. I will say it's interesting seeing the teams that Henley has played against play against other teams, because the Hornets have some kind of way of really dictating the pace when it comes to these tournament matchups. I look for more of that tonight from Henley.
Starters for the Miners: Emmy Freitas, Alexis Collier, Macy Collier, Aliana Avery, and Peyton Wood, as the Hornets get the opening basket. Freitas looking for space along the perimeter. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Yreka. Freitas trying to inbound around Campos, nearly turns it over. Alexis Collier able to get a handle on it. Finds its way back to Freitas. Over to Macy Collier, and she can't hit the three. Rebound Harper, and here come the Hornets. Ahead to Northcutt. She stops and scores. And that prompts a Yreka timeout. 2 quick buckets for Henley. Not even 45 seconds into this game, Josh.
Yeah, and a nice move by Northcutt there, too. Exactly like you said. Hesitation, the pump fake, got the defender off their feet, and Northcutt converted for 2. Yreka must have had some kind of wires crossed. You don't often see a timeout called this quickly. I'm curious to see what, if anything, they change, because this was a real quick timeout.
Freitas getting ready to inbound again. Annie Campos up guarding. Not easy to inbound around her, and she can't quite do it that time. It's off the bottom of the backboard and a turnover. Here's Senya Campos spinning her way through the defense. Shot won't fall. It's tipped out, and will stay with Henley. Senya Campos to rebound. Elbow jumper no good from Harper. Rebound by the Miners. Freitas. Alexis Collier. Avery. Pulls up, can't hit. Rebound Senya Campos. Firing ahead to Northcutt. Just a bit too far. She can't keep it in. Alexis Collier pulls up, bounces off the front of the rim. Peyton Wood looking for some help, has it stripped. Senya Campos. She'll take it, and one.
Love seeing Senya get aggressive with the basketball. She spends a lot of her time out on the perimeter, but she can be strong inside too. That time getting it plus the foul.
She had 16 points against Del Norte yesterday. And now she sinks the free throw to put Henley up 7-0. 6:17 to go in the first quarter. Turnover on the inbounds, and that's an easy bucket for Annie Campos. Yreka having trouble getting anything going. Anna Harper applying full court pressure. Avery able to bring it up. Wood tries to drive, taken away. Annie Campos, nice move, and one. It is all Henley so far.
That full court pressure that Henley is showing early is making it tough for Yreka to get anything going on offense. They're having trouble just getting the ball up the floor. And that's credit to good defense. One of the things that Denson was happy with after yesterday's game was just how much pressure they applied on that defensive end. And we're seeing it here early as well.
Macy Hogan and Autumn Goodwin checked in for the Miners as Freitas and Peyton Wood came to the bench. Free throw good. It's 12-0 Hornets. 5:38 to go, or 5:45, I should say, in the first quarter. Great start for Henley. Campos wasn't even trying to strip it away there. It just went right into her hands. The dish to Harper. That one in and out. She gets bumped on the rebound. No call, though. Out of bounds. Last touched by Henley. It'll go to Yreka. Macy Collier gets the inbound to her cousin, Alexis. Underneath, and the opening bucket for Yreka comes from Macy Hogan. On the other end, Senya Campos, jump ball. Well, Josh, you mentioned Henley playing in a true road environment tonight. A lot of Yreka fans out here, but the Hornets have done a great job keeping them out of the game.
Yeah, keeping the noise out is a big deal when you're playing in a visiting gym, and when there's not too much to make noise about for the home team, makes it that much easier for Henley.
Annie Campos bringing it up. Modine. Annie Campos. Drive, floats a pass into Harper, who can't finish. Gets her own miss, misses again. Comes back to Annie Campos. Drives, has it stolen from her. Aliana Avery taking it away there. Alexis Collier. Drives. Gets the foul. Alexis Collier, a fantastic three-sport athlete here at Yreka. Led the Miners softball team with a .462 batting average, 37 stolen bases last spring. He was also an NAL League champion in golf and competed in the California North State Championship.
Quite the decorated resume. How many stolen bases?
37.
Holy cow.
Helps the Miners go 24-5 and make the NSCIF Division IV semifinals. Now a steal by Macy Collier. Here's Alexis. Goes up and is fouled again. Second free throw misses, but Collier gets it back, and too strong. And Lily Fussell is fouled. (12-5) lead for Henley with 4:18 to go in the first quarter. Annie Campos bringing it up court. Pass almost intercepted. Campos into Harper. Back out to Fussell. Fussell, a floater, way too strong. Gets her own miss. Annie Campos, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Throws it into Harper. She's triple teamed, goes up, and they call a jump ball. It'll stay with Henley, but the Hornets only have 3 seconds to get a shot off. Harper, the inbounder. Right underneath, Annie Campos off the rim. She gets her own rebound. The shot clock will reset, but that miss is recovered for a moment by Yreka, but a tie-up is forced. This time, though, the possession arrow points to the Miners. Full court press. Alexis Collier trying to get around Shade. Pass glances off Henley player's fingertips, and it will stay with Yreka. Macy Collier to inbound. Finds Alexis, who can't finish. Shade. Senya Campos pulls a three, can't connect. Off the back of the rim. They fight for the rebound, and Alexis Collier comes away with it. Pass a little too far ahead of Avery, but she gathers it up and converts. Yreka has cut the lead to 5. Facel. Through traffic, Senya Campos. She's doubled. Gets it to Shade. Back to Senya. And she traveled. Yreka on a 7-0 run right now after Henley scored the first 12 points.
Henley defense also going back to more full court pressure.
Collier can't hit the three after Shade goes down. Here comes Harper on the other end. She scores. Alexis Collier. Avery. Pass stolen by Senya Campos, who then gets fouled. 4th foul of the quarter on Yreka. Next one will send Henley to the free throw line. Annie Campos, guarded by Alexis Collier. Modine, cross court to Annie Campos, who misses a three. Tipped out, it will be Yreka ball. Campos nearly steals it off the inbound. It is turned over. Facel for three, no good. Gets her own miss. Tries to put it back. And Senya Campos is fouled on the second putback attempt and earns a trip to the line. Well, Josh, yesterday we saw Henley start really slow before going on a huge run to put the game away. Tonight we see Henley start the game with a huge run, but kind of cool off a little bit here in the later stages of the first quarter.
Yeah, they've been having a tougher time getting the ball inside. Annie Campos spent a little bit of time on the bench, and so that extra pass was having trouble being made a little bit. Now it is, and Henley scored a couple of buckets. Only up by 9, though.
Another turnover on the inbound. I'll give it back to Henley. Campos showed a three, but drives and gets the and one. I'll tell you, once she gets going in the lane, she is hard to deal with.
She's a tough player to get in front of. You never know really which way she can go. You can dribble with both hands and maneuvers in the paint really well.
Banks in the free throw. And the Hornets are back to a 12-point lead. Long inbound, tipped. Loose ball. Miners come away with it. It's Hogan, guarded tightly. Collier can't corral it, and it's going back to Henley. Hornets playing with some speed. Oh, Campos gets lit up. No foul called, though, and now we have a tie-up. Aliana Avery looking like a defensive back out there. Modine swishes the three, and the Hornets have their largest lead of the night. 15 points, a minute 33 to go in the first quarter. Miners can't answer on the other end. Senya Campos goes down to the floor to get the rebound. On the other end, Northcutt can't finish. Modine. Senya Campos sends one in to Facel, who scores. Well, Henley seems to have resumed normal activity here, Josh.
Yeah, great find on the perimeter by Senya Campos to find Facel with her back to the basket. And they're continuing to apply the defensive pressure. That's exactly what Coach Denson wants as they expand upon this lead.
Maya Mock checks in, as does Anna Harper. Looks like Lily Facel and Senya Campos will come to the bench. Annie Campos drives, kicks to Harper, who travels. .6 seconds on the clock. And they were a little confused as to the location of the inbound. They've moved it to the other side of the court. Out of bounds off Yreka. Initially, it looked like it took a deflection off Northcutt. In the corner, Mock misses the three. And commits the foul, going for it afterward. Only the third foul on Henley. They've played a pretty clean game this quarter. Alexis Collier called for a carry. Yreka again struggling just to get it out of their own end. Corner three, that one again no good for Mock. Harper gets the rebound, throws it back up. No good, tipped out. It will stay with Henley. Mock. Northcutt. Throws it up, bounces out. Fighting for it on the rebound. Collier picked up full court by Modine. Alexis Collier with the drive and draws the foul. They're going to say it was on the floor, so with 5.6 seconds left, Yreka will have an inbound. Callahan. Patino lost it, and that's how we will end the first quarter. Henley leads 24-7 here in the Yreka Invitational Championship game. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldredge. You're watching Henley basketball on MyBasicCom.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter here at Yreka. Henley with a 24-7 lead. The Hornets scored the first 12 points of the game, then Yreka went on a 7-0 run to cut it to 5. Henley then responded with another 12-0 run to take firm control of this game, up 17 points.
They're executing their game plan. There's not much else to say. They're getting Yreka to make mistakes with the basketball. It's hard to do much else when Henley's applying the amount of pressure they are.
Carly Callahan. Miners with some quick passes, trying to find open looks. Bella Patino can't convert on that one. Modine. Nice pass to Shade and one.
What a great find and what a fantastic bounce pass to get that one inside to Shade, who converts.
Preston Shade, the lone freshman on this Henley roster. Misses the and one. Callahan. Stolen by Annie Campos. Modine bounces it to Fussell, who lays it in. Collier. Callahan. Back to Alexis Collier. Callahan in the corner. Guarded by Annie Campos and travels.
Another turnover for Yreka, and they're just not getting shots off. And I think that's the biggest thing that Henley's been able to do is just deny looks at the basket. Meantime, Henley's able to get second and third chance points in some cases.
Campos pulls a three, can't convert. Bit of a heat check there from Annie Campos.
Testing out the old cannon.
Tell you what, though, she has been a menace on both ends of the floor for Henley. Not keeping track of steals up here, but I think she has at least 3 so far, Josh.
Yeah, that's where I'm counting it at, too.
Near turnover on the inbounds. Alexis Collier brings it up. Drives. Pass bobbled. Back to Collier. Collier trying to power through the defense, draws a foul. It's on Lily Fussell. That's her first. Henley's second of the quarter. Hogan. Patino. Collier pulls a three. Can't connect. And a foul as Peyton Carter went up for the shot. She'll head to the line. 6:37 to go in the second quarter. And Carter converts the first free throw. 2 subs in for Henley. Annie Campos back in along with Jewel Northcutt. As Carter goes 2 for 2 from the line. Deep three, good! Kennedy Modine letting it fly and connecting. Another turnover, Senya Campos. Modine. Oh, nice. Little up and under there.
The hesitation, too. Modine had a great step to the rim.
It's a 24-point lead for Henley, and Yreka needs another timeout. We'll take one, too. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldredge. You're watching Henley basketball on mybasin.com.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
During our fall tire sale, save up to $250 on a set of 4 select tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Welcome back. 6:05 to go in the second quarter. And Henley up 33-9. Well on their way to claiming the Yreka Invitational Championship.
Keeping the same consistent effort. They're applying so much pressure on defense, and they're converting their second and third chance opportunities. That's how the Hornets have built this lead so far.
Annie Campos blocked the inbound pass, but it fell into the hands of Alexis Collier. And she's fouled as she tried to split the double team down low.
Not to mention some great three-point shooting for the Hornets early as well. I mean, they're having some confidence to pull up from range.
Freitas inbound, travel. Inbounds have been a big source of frustration for Yreka so far.
And you can see it. They're starting to get frustrated on those inbound passes.
Collier intercepts the pass, sends it ahead to Avery. Fouled. It's the 5th foul of the quarter for Henley, so the Miners will shoot free throws the rest of the way.
Yeah, Henley did play a pretty clean first quarter, as you mentioned. This time getting a little bit handsy in there. But I do, again, like the consistent effort. You'll take those fouls. Okay, shooting a couple of free throws when you have a lead like Henley does. I don't think Coach Denson is upset at where his team is at with still 5:43 to go in the second.
Aliana Avery goes 2 for 2 from the line. Shade. Fussell. North cut. Jumper misses. Freitas. Collier. Loses the ball. It's loose near the baseline, and Henley comes up with it. Fussell. Mock. North cut. Fouled on the three. It's on Alexis Collier. That's her first. There's Jewel Northcutt, who also played volleyball for Henley, makes the first two. Scored 10 points against Cascade Christian in the opening round. Just 4 against Del Norte yesterday, and she gets 3 from the free throw line right there. 25-point lead for the Hornets as we're inside 5 minutes to go in the half. Collier misses the 3 long, and Fussell brings it back up court. Harper whips one down low to Northcutt, turns, shoots, misses. Fussell got the rebound, but gave it right to Alexis Collier, trying to keep it in bounds. Nice move by Avery, but the shot won't fall. Well, we thought this would be an exciting championship game, Josh, but it's just been total domination so far by Henley.
Yeah, I'd say for Hornets fans, this has been an exciting one so far. Here inside Minor Gym, again, we haven't heard too much of the, of the fans here in Yreka because there hasn't been too much to get excited about for them.
11 points through the first 12 minutes. Not typically a recipe for success. Harper wasn't looking for the pass, and Avery able to convert off the steal. Easy turn and shoot there from Anna Harper.
Just alone in the paint there. Good positioning down low by Harper.
Coast to coast goes Freitas. And trouble with the inbound, it looks like, and it'll go to Yreka. shade. Or rather, Yreka throws that one out of bounds. All alone, Maya Mock pulls a three and misses. Rebound, Senya Campos gets inside, misses, and a tie up on the inbound. Possession arrow favors Henley. Senya Campos to inbound. Kicks it up top to her older sister, who misses a three. Alexis Collier. Wide open look for Freitas. She misses. Rebound tipped out. It'll be Miners' ball. Freitas to inbound. Collier. Freitas gets it back. Nice move to shake Annie Campos and create a lane for a bucket. Harper drives, fouled. Anna Harper has a pretty solid argument for tournament MVP. 25 points against Cascade Christian in the opener, 17 against Del Norte yesterday.
She's a big-time scorer in big-time moments. Tournament play comes around, whether it's here in Yreka or up at Forest Grove High School for the state tournament. She's here to perform.
Misses the second free throw. Freitas over to Avery. Avery turns it over. Here's Northcutt. And Jewel Northcutt converts on the steal.
Great sequence by Henley. Anna Harper applying pressure, collecting the steal. On the other end, Jewel Northcutt for two. That's what we've seen all evening so far from the Hornets.
Freitas trying to get around Campos on the inbound, able to get it to Collier. In the corner, Avery can't hit the three, goes down. Henley gets the rebound. Eliana Avery a little slow to get up as Henley pushes it in transition. Wide open is Harper underneath, misses again. Out of bounds, it'll be Yreka ball. 2:05 to go in the second quarter. Henley leads 41-17. And another tie-up off the inbound. It will stay with Yreka.
And Henley again in the full court press.
Emmy Freitas. Peyton Wood. Macy Collier. Intercepted by Campos. She can't control it though. It comes back to Peyton Wood, who throws it away to Jewel Northcutt. Northcutt in transition and one.
Another great offensive play by Jewel Northcutt. She had an open player to her left, but she took it to the rim herself and collects the foul along with the bucket.
She also converts the free throw, so Henley now up 27 in the final 2 minutes of the half. Stolen. Harper rolls in. Freitas. Macy Collier pulls a three and gets the bank. Senya Campos is fouled as Macy Collier was trying to lay out for the steal. Henley in the bonus, so Senya Campos will go to the free throw line. Gets a good bounce there. As Bailey Ladner checks in for the first time tonight, along with Preston Shade, who's back out there. And Senya Campos hits the second free throw. Alexis Collier. Guarded by Shade. Kick to Macy Collier. Macy driving baseline. Comes back to Alexis. Alexis chucks one up and draws a foul. More subs. Carly Callahan back in for the Miners as Lily Fassell returns for the Hornets. And Alexis Collier goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Ladner. Pass tipped and taken away. Alexis Collier. Peyton Wood. Wood gets a screen, travels. .40 seconds to go in the first half. Henley up by 26. Ladner. Over to Shade. Shade guarded by Callahan. Creating space. Over to Maya Mock. Shade. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ladner. Mock in the corner. Inside to Fassell, who can't get it to roll in. Throwing up the shot was Meredith Brown, and she earns a trip to the free throw line. 13.1 seconds on the clock. Brown misses the first free throw. And the second. Diving for it as it goes out of bounds. It will go to the Miners. 9 seconds on the clock.
They just added a couple of seconds after that rebound.
So it's 11.1. Callahan. Henley's still in that full court press. Collier misses the three at the buzzer, so Henley takes a 48-22 lead into the locker room. We'll take a break. Matt Bull alongside Josh Eldredge. Halftime report on the other side. You're watching Henley basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Welcome back. Henley is well on their way to claiming the Yreka Invitational title, up 48-22 at halftime. Henley boys won it earlier today after going 3-0 in the modified showcase format and winning on the points allowed tiebreaker. So the Hornets, a week after winning the state championship in football, come down to Yreka and are looking to get a sweep of the two basketball tournament championships here at the Yreka Invitational.
Yeah, they've done exactly what they wanted to so far. Coach Denson talked about after the game yesterday that he liked the amount of pressure they applied on the defensive end, and they've continued to do that against Yreka today. And honestly, I don't think Yreka has shot the ball all that bad. I mean, they're down big. They've shot their free throws. They've made their free throws when they get them. They're just not getting those opportunities because Henley is causing so many issues on the defensive end. I would be curious to know, again, we don't have these numbers directly in front of us, but what the turnover to field goal attempt ratio is for Yreka, because they've got to be pretty close numbers. I mean, Henley is just applying so much pressure on defense.
Yeah, full court press. I mean, and it's worked. Even on inbounds, the Miners are having trouble just getting the ball into play. And, that was something that Randy Denson has talked about. He talked about it after yesterday's game. He was really happy with the pressure that Henley applied defensively against Del Norte. He said last year they kind of struggled at times with half-court defense, but at this point in the season compared to the same time last year, they seem much improved in that regard.
Well, you've got so many returning players, and that's such a big part of it, especially, your starters, your big-time players. Annie and Senya Campos, Anna Harper, Jewel Northcutt, who we've seen do great things in this game. And how about Kennedy Modine, who has made a couple of really nice passes and a couple of three-pointers as well. She's another Hornet who stepped up big time, at least in the early parts of this season. It's really exciting to see this team come along so strongly in the early going.
Henley already back out onto the floor with about 5 minutes to go in the halftime break.
Not too much to discuss, I think, in the Hornets
Certainly
locker room.
not, especially when you put up 48 points in a half. That's really good for high school.
No doubt about it. I mean, like I said, Yreka isn't necessarily shooting the ball poorly. Henley's shooting the ball well, and they're getting those opportunities to get second and third chance looks at the basket, at the hoop. So when they get that many opportunities, they're likely to convert, especially down low.
We'll take one more break. Second half on the other side. Happening here along Josh Eldredge. You're watching Henley basketball on MyBain.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back. We are just a couple minutes away from the start of the second half here in the Yreka Invitational Championship game. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldredge. Well, not much more we can say. I mean, that was a clinical first half from Henley.
Yeah, I want to see them continue the effort here. I mean, with the amount of intensity they brought in that first half, sometimes it can be tough to play that hard for 32 minutes in its entirety. I know you're up big at this point, but being able to see that and get that kind of under your belt at this point in the season makes it a lot easier when, you know, in January and February you're going to have to do that against Klamath Union, Mazama, and Hidden Valley. And so just showing that amount of effort now for 32 full minutes is going to be important for Henley, and I'm sure that's probably all Coach Denson had to say in the locker room because they've done it up to this point.
All right. So we are about ready to start the second half here. As we mentioned before the break, Josh, it's been a great couple weeks for Henley Athletics.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for the whole basin. I mean, we talked so much about Henley's championships as well, and Lost River claiming one up in Bend at that time. It's been a great couple of weeks for sports here, and of course Oregon Tech collecting a win yesterday.
Modine misses. Ahead, Avery taking on Harper, can't connect. Harper gets it, keeps it in bounds, and gives it to Annie Campos. Campos drives and finishes.
Again, so much forward momentum from Campos. She's a hard player to get in front of, and that time no one stops her on her way to the rim.
Three from Macy Collier, no good. Rebound by Modine. Modine sends it down low to Harper, who can't finish. Gets her own miss and draws the foul. First one, no good. As Autumn Goodwin checks back in for Yreka, replacing Peyton Wood. Harper does hit the second one. Freitas rifles one down court, but Goodwin can't corral it. Harper the other way, pulls up, misses, gets her own miss, and converts the layup. It's now a 31-point lead for Henley here in the third quarter. Collier, fouled by Senya Campos. Deflection on the inbound, but it finds its way to Alexis Collier, who pulls up and shoots an air ball. Freitas kicks it out to Avery. Avery moves in, shoots, misses. Modine. Northcutt with space, blocked by Avery. Freitas. Cross court to Avery. Wide open, Macy Collier misses. Senya Campos, spin cycle, rifles it down low to Harper, who's fouled. Misses the first free throw. It might be the only area where Henley has remotely struggled this game.
Yeah, free throw shooting a big part, especially, you know, if you want to close out games. Anna Harper converting on that one.
Inbound almost stolen. Here comes Alexis Collier, gets it to roll in. Annie Campos. Modine pulls up, can't connect. Avery on the floor with it. And jump ball called. Peyton Carter checks in, as Avery will come to the bench. Collier, Freitas, guarded by Annie Campos. Struggling, Campos takes it away, loses the handle, gets it back, and puts it in.
That's exactly what you want to see from Annie Campos. And up 30, Henley still applying that defensive pressure. I love to see it.
And it's Randy Denson who's called the timeout here. He wants to make it a full one. What do you think he saw there, Josh, that he wanted to talk about so much?
I don't know if it's so much anything that he saw. I mean, it could have something to do with the defense that Henley is applying. I've got to imagine that's what it is. I mean, you know, that's what this team came to this tournament to work on. If you're up this big and you're continuing to do it, that has to be their focal point for the rest of the game. And so it could have something to do with that, maybe switching up personnel perhaps. But I've got to think that this defense, which Henley is trying to work on and perfect for Skyline Conference play in a couple of weeks, that's got to be what they're talking about in there. Is the same five emerged from the bench anyway, so nothing to do with personnel, it seems.
It's a 32-point lead for the Hornets with 5:11 to go in the third. Freitas. Gets by Campos. Finds Macy Collier. Now Peyton Carter sinks the three.
Well, Yreka's going to have to do that if they want a chance. Continuing to pick up the pace, and a three-pointer is a great way to do that.
Down low, Harper powers through the defense for a response. Campos intercepts the pass. Trying to work around and does.
Too strong.
Pass almost goes out of bounds. Almost getting the bank shot to fall was Goodwin. Long pass ahead to Mock, tipped and intercepted. Campos sprinting back, trying to guard Collier, who misses from point-blank range. Harper. Annie Campos pulls up. Misses the three. Mock the rebound, gives it back to Campos. Inside, Harper is fouled on the shot. Harper makes the free throw. Couple of subs in for both teams. Annie Campos to the bench. Bailey Ladner getting ready to check back in for the Hornets. As Harper makes the second free throw. 35-point lead for Henley. 3:47 to go in the third quarter. Macy Collier misses. Freitas can't get the putback. It goes out. It'll be Henley ball. In the corner, Mock. Back out to Fussell. Shade. Free throw line. Shot no good. Ladner comes away with it, and she's fouled. Fourth foul of the quarter on Yreka. Henley has one. Senya Campos getting set to inbound. Fussell. It's good. Henley is 3 points away from the running clock threshold of 40 points. Although, to be honest, I'm not totally sure if it kicks in during the second half or just the fourth quarter. Shade puts it up, no good. Tipped out by Freitas. It'll stay with Henley. Senya Campos tried to launch a pass there just past midcourt. It was blocked. Be interested to know who the intended target was. Alexis Collier. Collier making moves down low but can't finish. Freitas almost gets tied up. Comes to Collier, who pulls a three and misses. Tipped out by Macy Collier. It's Henley ball. Jewel Northcutt comes on for Senya Campos. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Henley up 64-27. Open three for Fussell is no good. Rebound by Freitas. Avery pulls a three. That one no good. Rebound Patino. Patino spinning. Can't finish. Mock ahead to Ladner. Ladner too strong on the layup. Wide open on the other end is Avery. And that's an easy bucket for the senior. Mock a wide open three, too strong. Avery from the top of the key, no good. Rebound Mock. Mock floats a pass to Northcutt, who gathers it through contact. Can't hold on to it, though. And it's out of bounds back to Yreka. Freitas. Avery. Misses. Tipped out. Henley ball. Modine thought about a three. Instead, she'll go to Northcutt in the corner. Northcutt fouled as she drove along the baseline. And that should put Henley on the line. And that's what they'll line up to do now. Henley was ranked number 2 with 1 first-place vote in the preseason OSAA 4A coaches poll. And they have certainly looked the part this weekend, but especially tonight.
Yeah, they came here to, win this championship, and here they are in firm control late in the third quarter. I don't think there's any doubters for this Hornets team this season like there was last year, and they're aware of it. And they look good so far.
Freitas throws it right to Bailey Ladner, who is fouled. Randy Denson is, looks like he has some gum going on.
Shades of Pete Carroll.
Exactly.
He's an active coach. He'll pace the sidelines. He's involved. He's a good coach for this team. All the girls really trust him.
Knew a coach once who would chew gum. If they were losing at the half, he would get a new piece. If they were winning at the half, he would keep the piece in.
I could never chew one piece of gum for more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, after a certain point, it loses its flavor.
Becomes powder.
Well,
I guess maybe the way I chew.
Bad gums become powder. I don't know what brand you're working with there, but
I'm an extra man myself.
I haven't actually chewed gum in a long time. I can't even remember what my preferred brand was. Although I did always enjoy getting the Bazooka Joe on Halloween because they had the comics.
It's very true.
Point blank shot no good from Patino. Shade open underneath is Northcutt, and she gets it to fall. It's a 41-point lead for Henley, and we have definitely reached running clock status now. Shot, not sure if that was blocked or if it... Either way, we end the third quarter with Henley up 70-29. Hornets 8 minutes away from a championship sweep here at the Yreka Invitational. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldredge. We'll be right back watching Henley basketball on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back. Not much more to do here in this game. Henley up 41 points as we start the fourth quarter. We will have a running clock the rest of the way. Perhaps overdue. Meredith Brown loses the handle, gets it back. Northcutt. Harper through the defense, gets it to drop. There's just nothing Yreka can do. Nice long three there from Alexis Collier. But as I was saying, there's just nothing Yreka can do underneath. Case in point, there's Northcutt with somebody falling on top of her, practically.
Yeah, Henley showing toughness and grit in the paint. They're bullying their way to the basket, quite frankly, and Yreka isn't standing much of a chance inside. There's not too many mismatches on paper. Henley is just going after it, and that's why they've built a huge lead in the last quarter here.
Shade. Mock. Pass intended for Brown, intercepted, but Yreka loses the ball, and it'll go back to Henley. Bella Patino back in for the Miners as Peyton Wood takes a seat.
We're seeing the end of the bench in for Henley as well. A good opportunity for some of the faces you won't see too often getting some playing time in the fourth quarter.
Ladner traveled. She didn't score against Cascade Christian, but scored 5 against Del Norte yesterday. Meredith Brown has yet to get in the scorebook for Henley this tournament. Missed 2 free throws earlier. And gets a rebound there. Mock. Missed. Tipped out Yreka ball. So Henley, after finishing third in last year's Yreka Invitational and losing the championship game in 2021, comes into the host team's gym and puts on an absolute clinic.
And they'll be back here not too long from now. The Lady Hornets travel back down here to try to put on another show on this floor. I believe it's December 12th when the Hornets return to Yreka. So, yeah, absolutely right. They've done really well down here this whole weekend in California. And this is the most experienced version of those Henley teams. You know, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame show. You've got so many returning players this year that were on the state championship, or pardon me, state tournament team last year. That this is what these Hornets expect to do and what they expect to be.
Collier goes 1 of 2 from the line. Brown thought about a 3. Instead, kicks it to Shade, who does pull a 3 and connects. So give Meredith Brown a rebound and an assist tonight. And some nice defense there to force a turnover. Brown for 3. It's good.
Love to see that.
So does the Henley bench. They are all up. So that, I believe, means that every Henley player who dressed at the tournament has gotten into the scorebook.
It's quite the accomplishment. It's a full team effort, and it is every night. But when the scorebook reflects it as well, it's a nice moment for a team.
Nice block by Fussell. Brown. Fussell. 3 no good, tipped out. It'll be Yreka ball. Henley up 80-33 with 3 minutes to go. As they conclude Championship Saturday here in Yreka in dominating fashion. Brown. Mock. Drives, puts it up, no good. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Hornets. Of course, it was also Championship Saturday in the college football world, and some of the early results have set up some real possible controversy in the college football playoff. As Ladner can't get the and one to fall. She will earn a trip to the free throw line. Now with Alabama beating Georgia in the SEC championship game, the question, Josh, is should the current #1 Bulldogs, with 1 loss and no conference championship, be left out of the playoffs in favor of teams such as the Alabama team that just beat them, as well as Texas, who won the Big 12 title game today? They've got 1 loss, and they beat Alabama.
I think the question as far as that goes is that I'm just glad they're expanding the playoff next year. These kinds of conversations, especially for fans of their own team. I mean, if Georgia gets left out, how devastating for them after a great year. But that's why I'm so glad they're expanding the playoff next year, because it gives us a true sense of who might actually be the best team, even if it's a team that doesn't finish in the top 4, which happens in every other major American sport.
That is something I am looking forward to going forward, is the 12-team playoff. I can't say I'm a big fan of many of these realignment moves and conference changes, but Brown can't hit the 3. Ladner unable to corral the rebound. Shade. Campos with a nice pass to Ladner, who finishes.
That was a dime. Great pass from Senya Campos.
It's a 51-point lead for Henley here in the closing seconds. Pass underneath, intercepted by Modine, and the Hornets can just dribble it out. And they will. As dominant a performance as you're likely to see this season. Henley 84, Yreka 33, the final score. And the Hornets are your Yreka Invitational champions for the first time ever. I mean, what a game, what a weekend. And I think we will have a championship presentation here shortly. We should. We'll see what they do here. We'll go ahead and keep it here.
Yeah, it looks like both teams staying on the floor, at least for the meantime. We got the PA out earlier. Made it a big deal for everybody. Let's see how it shakes out now.
So Yreka Athletic Director Jason Freitas is going to handle the championship presentation here. The Miners being given their runner-up plaque.
And what a good tournament put on by Mr. Jason Freitas and his staff here at Yreka High School. You know, from down to everything, great broadcast accommodations for us here as the visitors. That's not the case everywhere you go. And friendly faces all around. His staff did a great job this weekend and hosted a successful tournament.
They absolutely did. He just announced Alexis Collier and Emmy Freitas are on the all-tournament team. And I'm not sure, did he announce Henley's players on the all-tournament team? He's giving them their T-shirts and the banner and the plaque. Annie Campos named to the all-tournament team. As is Jewel Northcutt. And he said they have 3, so let's see who the third is. I have a feeling I know. Well, it's Kennedy Modine.
Yeah, she had a great game today. She played hard on the defensive end and made a couple of big shots.
Oh, there it is. MVP, much to the surprise of absolutely no one, is Anna Harper.
She had a great tournament weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah. Really not too much left to say. I barely heard you mention. I kind of heard you mention as I was trying to listen for the all-tournament selections. But, yeah, big props to Jason Freitas and his staff here at Yreka High School. They were excellent to us all weekend. Made sure we had a spot here at the top of the bleachers, helped us get on the good Wi-Fi network,
no doubt,
so that we were able to bring you the live stream here with no connection issues. But yeah, a championship sweep for Henley. Boys winning earlier today, now the girls following suit. A lot of reasons to feel good about the upcoming season if you're a Henley fan.
Yeah, and I think the Hornets will feel good. Frankly, I think they'll feel good for about the next hour and a half on the bus ride home. And when they get back to Henley High School, it'll be back to business. This is a tournament win. This isn't the tournament the Hornets' end goal is. They will get back to business on Monday for a good practice, and I'm excited to see this team continue to progress. They showed what they can do. They scored, 84 points tonight? That tops their season total from last year against Madras when they went to the state tournament and scored 81 points. We know this team can score the ball. They played good defense tonight, too, and that's why they're champions.
Yeah, 84-33, a 51-point win in the championship game. It's since we were talking about college football, it was Georgia TCU-esque.
Yeah, Henley got out to an early lead, and then they just continued to pile on. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, really not much to say. I mean, they were up 24-7 at the end of the first quarter, and just continued to roll from there. All right, that about does it for us here at Yreka High School. Whether you've been with us all weekend or just for tonight, we want to give you a big thanks for tuning in. Another shout out once again to Jason Freitas and all of his staff here at Yreka High School. It's been a great weekend for us, great weekend for Henley basketball, and we are glad that you were able to join us for it. So, for my partner Josh Eldredge, I am Matt Bowling saying good night from Yreka High School. The Hornets are your 2023 Yreka Invitational champions in both the boys and girls division. A sweep for Henley. You've been watching Hornets basketball on mybasin.com.